Fluent Hustle, once again, this is Ira Coleman, the founder of Fluent Hustle. We are a community that empowers, promotes, and inspires entrepreneurs through the stories of other entrepreneurs, like my new best friend here, Tyler Mitrzyk. He is the owner of Chicago Fabrications. It's a wonderful company we're going to talk about. We actually got connected here earlier this week, a couple days ago, when I reached out to the network and said, hey, I'm coming to Chicago. I need some awesome business owners to get in touch with. So our buddy Garrett, shout out to you, brother, for making this connection happen. I'm super excited to have an opportunity to learn more about who you are, what you're about, and sharing your hustle journey about Chicago Fabrications and where you come from. You can see behind us, we got a lot of support going on for the United States Marine Corps. He has served our country and really appreciative of the service he provided to this great country. And I'd love to learn about how that service has also been a direct integration and a pillar for your stance here in your business as well. So welcome to the show, Tyler.
I'm happy to be here, man.
Good.
Like you said, give a shout out to Garrett who introduced us. I think Garrett's out there watching. But yeah, I'd love to share my experience and all about the company and the journey that I took to get here. So go ahead and you want to know more about the Marines? I guess the Marines was like my starting path. You learn your core values there. You can do that anything in life. Take what you learn and then apply it. I applied it to my business structure. So I took like discipline, honor, courage, commitment, those traits, and I kept them from the Marine Corps, and then I applied those into starting a company, and this is what we've created.
Beautiful. Our buddy Andy said zoom out a little bit so we can see Tyler too. Actually step up a little bit and make it a little bit closer. Yeah, you're close to him, right? So Andy, man, thank you very much for commenting. Again, Ira Coleman here, founder of Fluent Hustle. This is going to be an amazing opportunity. We have Tyler here on the show. And let's talk about who you are growing up and what you're about. You indicated to me before the show started that you grew up in Michigan.
Yeah. Yep.
And how long have you been in Chicago now?
6 years. 6 years. I moved here right out of college. I grew up business background. My father was a business owner, and he pretty much taught me, I didn't even know I was learning business. I watched him conduct business every day.
Yeah.
Deal with problems, dealing with employees, dealing with new ideas, looking at pieces of paper of marketing content and going, this isn't good, giving it to an employee saying, fix it, make it better.
Sure.
I didn't connect the dots really, and then now looking back at things, where I'm here now, I'm like my dad, just like doing the same thing, looking at paperwork, okay, this doesn't work, signing signatures, just, kind of on that executive level as my father was. So now I value all that.
So what exactly is Chicago Fabrications? You can hear the work outside going on downstairs.
Yeah.
If you guys could just see the walkthrough of his showroom and the workstation and the product that they're pushing out there, let the audience know what your company specifically does.
So we're, it's a unique question. I always say when people ask me, what do you do? I own a custom furniture fabrication company. What's that? So it's I'm more of a distributor of ironwood. I get materials, reclaim materials, and I turn them into fancy furniture. And I don't really come up with the ideas. The customers come at me with their ideas. So a customer comes up, hey, I'd like this tabletop built with a metal steel base. Roger that. What else kind of details do you need to know? Draw them up a quote. We build it, get it down on the production line, and we weld here and we build, and you get a full table. And we do a full service. We make it custom to how you want it to fit, and then we actually deliver it to your house, or we even do some installations on some of the...
And beyond a table, I was noticing on your website and your brochures, like, you guys are building custom bars, too.
Yes,
and fish tanks and some off-the-wall
Yeah, so
concepts.
what I did is we scaled off those ideas. If you start small, hey, I can build some tables. People see that you can build tables. Well, hey, I got a restaurant that needs 50 tables. Can you build 50 tables? Yeah, I can do 50 tables. Hey, can you also do the footrail? It's steel as well. And you start adding on applications because you get there, then they realize your skill set, and then you start growing. You don't even know you're going into that job, starting to pull all that work. You walk out of there, with one table, and all of a sudden you're building their whole kitchen out.
And what's the best way for people to reach out to you? I want to kick off the show at the beginning and making sure that we get your contact information out. Is it through email, directly through the website? I know when I went to the website, you actually have a capture page so that people can.
I get all your information. I get all your information. Keep hitting you guys. He's out there right now. He's the marketing guy. He's the mastermind behind some of my marketing. We get on the marketing topic. I get a lot of feedback on my marketing, like Facebook, social media. We're not running just like Facebook posts. We're doing retargeting ads of that information that we're collecting through Google, and then we're retargeting our clients, and eventually, hopefully, they get to follow through and turn in, turns into some business.
All right. So people go directly to your website?
Yep. And then I use I don't push really marketing out there. Like people reach out to me with their ideas.
What's the website? Is it
ChicagoFabrications.com. Simple. It's target name, target demographic. Where we're at, we're in Chicago. What do? We fabricate. I mean, all that goes into the
Fair enough.
making businesses.
I totally get that. So you said growing up, you watched your father conduct business and move and shake, and you subconsciously were able to have that ingrained in you.
Yep.
Did you see yourself getting into business out the gates, or was there another career path that you were kind of fixated on? And if so, did that transition back into business later on?
It did. I was gone home. I was going out of college or going out of high school, going to the Marines.
Yeah.
Look at this great wall.
Right.
That's basically what I was. I was like a one-track mind. I was like, I'm going to the Marines. This is what I'm doing. Business wasn't really in my scope. I was like, and then it didn't work out. Long story short, I didn't go in the Marines right out of high school. I ended up going to college, and then later on joined the Marines to fulfill. I had that need to be a Marine. And then from there, I went to business school at CMU. Give a shout out to Central Michigan University, Chippewas.
Okay.
It was a great college. I networked most of my business partners and colleagues that I work with now through college.
Solid.
It's that people pitch all the time like, college. You don't go to college and learn; it's a waste of money. It's the network.
Mm-hmm. It's to meet people, get connections. I've heard this so many times that, especially from an entrepreneur mindset, is that a college is a great place to embed your ideas, start a business, get your concepts going, but then more important to network. Yep. And if you really use it as an opportunity, other than just showing up to study and partying, but using an opportunity to network and find those key individuals you can work with 5 years, a decade later, it could be very resounding for your success. Yeah, success coming ahead. So
yeah, I agree with that tenfold. In going out and partying, that's when you meet the like-minded people. I was a C student. So they say C students hire A students.
Yep.
It seems to be the situation in my life, but in college, that's what I did. I went out and I hung out with other partiers. We networked. We had fun. Whatever we did, and then them are the kind of people I like to surround myself with. To this day, I surround myself with my college buddies. Corey Naffel, he's here visiting.
Yeah, he is.
He's a college buddy, and we met out partying, and now we do business. He helps with the website. It all comes back tenfold. Who he's surrounding himself with.
Well, we love that. So before we kicked off the show, he had 5 or 6 of his buddies here in this room. They're coming in to visit for the weekend, and I mean the energy and the vibrancy and the love that you have for that group of men that were here. How had they supported you, throughout the challenges and obstacles you've been facing when it comes to your business, and how is it important to have a support system of individuals that are going to be there for you?
I think it's very important, and those 4 guys were Marines actually, so they were here. They were all gung-ho, and I only knew one of them. I was introduced to the other 2, and immediately we were friends just because seeing the setup and they seen I was a Marine. It's like we automatically had something to talk about. It was good. So yeah, we made it seem like we were boys for a while, but we actually just met. But yeah, so those guys support me they like to see like Marines doing well.
Sure.
A lot of times, Marines got a bad reputation. Like they get kind of beat up, and then they come back into civilian life, and they don't really acclimate that well. Get into some problems, bar fights. Hey, we were founded in a bar. It just makes sense. So those guys support me more than anyone.
Sure.
Sometimes I feel like I tell my friends, I feel alone sometimes because I come and I work in this office and I am by myself and there is no one really to bounce ideas off at that moment.
Right.
So I reach out to my friends and bounce ideas off all the time, and I get support from those guys, and they give me good feedback. But really, it's like I said, it's kind of lonely up here. I don't have that many people to go to lunch with or whatever. I'm on my own schedule, so I really enjoy it. But I guess the grass is always green on the other side.
Right.
A bunch of people around here, I'll probably bitch.
You're like, get out of here! I don't need your
these
guys up in my space.
Yep.
Being an entrepreneur is definitely a lonely journey, especially when you're a leader and you're moving ahead and you're doing things that are untraditional. You're trying to create a path for for yourself and for your company and solidify that vision. Let's talk about how your business came about, and you're dealing with a particular trade and craft and a talent of art.
A lot of skill sets into one. People ask me that question every day.
Yeah.
How did it start?
Yeah.
Where did the wood come from? Them are the 2 questions. And what I say, how it started is I I didn't wake up and go, oh, I'm going to create Chicago Fabrications. I didn't come out of college. I wasn't in the Marines. I just did what I loved. I loved to build and I loved to weld. And I always wanted my own wood shop, my own metal shop. And so I made that happen. So when I moved to Chicago, I couldn't build with anything. So in my kitchen, I started building shit, pissing off
the neighbors.
Not the neighbors, my roommates.
Oh, okay.
Sawdust in the stove. They were pissed off.
Yeah.
So I was like, I got to get my own space. I got this little team. Both sides of this room.
Okay.
This room. That's just business.
All right. Back live again.
You're going to have that. You can't bank and things like that. Yeah, we had a little mix-up.
All right. Ira Coleman here, the founder of Fluent Hustle. We're here with Tyler Mitrzyk, the owner of Chicago Fabrications. We were Facebook Live a little bit ago. We got disconnected, but we're back on live again. We're going to repurpose these videos, bring it right back together. So let's go back to the last question. I'm not sure if we caught this on camera or not, but how did you get your business started? You mentioned that you always wanted a wood shop, and you brought one into your apartment or your home.
Yes, I did.
And you're pissing off your roommates with
right
it. So.
Hopefully they're watching.
Yeah.
Sawdust everywhere. So that's where we left off. Now I went and got a small space. So I got my space, my saw, your basic tools to build something. I started building terrariums that no one wanted. No one wanted them. I went to pet stores. I'm like, man, this is a great idea. People are going to love these custom ecosystems built by me. No, there was a huge flop. So I was like,
why do you think that was?
Because of my target market, the people I was trying to reach. That, not saying anything bad about people that are into reptiles and so forth, but they're not financially. The money's not there to spend that kind of money on a custom furniture piece to put their reptile. And they just want a $40 aquarium, not a $1,000 aquarium.
Fair enough.
So
okay.
I learned that. Like, all right, I got the wrong people out there. I figured that out. So from there, I re-geared. I was like, man, I need to offer myself. I got this room. I got tools. What can I do?
Right.
So what I did, I offered services to use my shop and rent it out monthly.
Wow.
I was like, all right, I got these tools, I got this space. People in Chicago have none of that.
Right.
So I started marketing on Craigslist. Next thing you know, I have 5, 6. Garrett found me on Craigslist.
Is that how Garrett found you?
Yeah,
okay.
Craigslist and he came off Craigslist, and that's a perfect example. Client came in, he used my shop to build his tabletop. I helped him with my expertise in education of building and welding, and he had a great experience. And I like to think a lot of clients had great experiences.
Yeah,
that's why we're in this facility right now.
Yeah.
And the company has grown tenfold. So that's how it started. And then so from my clients, I seen that they wanted tables. So I was like, shit, I'm renting my space out, but everyone's building tables. Everyone wants tabletops. Everyone wants spaces.
So everyone that was coming into your shops, they were building tables,
shelves, mantles, just for the wood. So I seen like a curve. I'm like, these guys all want this. Why don't I can build this? Why don't I just build it with them and then charge more of a premium? Or maybe I'll just build it for them and then charge a full premium. So I started doing that slowly. And I noticed barnwood was moving quite quickly and people were really fascinated with it.
Right?
Yeah. So from Michigan, once again, I said. And so I knew one of my buddies, Aaron Matt, was tearing down a barn. He was going to burn it. It's like, here's my opportunity. I get a free barn. I'm going to Michigan, I'm tearing this barn down, I'm bringing it, I'm going to try to sell that barn on Craigslist.
Yeah.
No shit, I did it. I brought that whole barn down here, tried to sell it. I tried to pull up the rebuilding exchange, and I'm like, hey, I got a full load of wood.
Is the rebuilding exchange, is that the one over in Lincoln Park?
Yeah, the one in Lincoln Park.
Off Webster?
Yep, right off Webster.
Yeah.
So I pulled up to those guys, and I was like, I told them I was going to bring a load of wood, and they're like, yeah. A lot of people say that.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, you watch. And I pulled up with a U-Haul with no shit, full load of wood, and they took a quarter of the load. And I was upset. I just networked this whole barn down here. They were supposed to buy it. Now I'm sitting on all this wood, and I was going to sell it to them at a really low premium.
Yeah.
And so what I did, I was forced to take that wood, dump it on the south side at Wexler Steel. Shout out to Wexler Steel for helping me out. That was huge. And John, the owner there, another great businessman, he let me put the wood in his lot on the south side.
Okay.
So I was like taking pictures of this wood in the lot, and I was putting it on Craigslist. Like, I got the best wood in the city. Here's my prices, which I did.
So John let you house the wood there
for free.
Wow. And then while gave you an opportunity to go sell it.
To sell it.
Good.
I took advantage of that.
Yeah.
I wasn't just going to go use it. He was impressed. He's like, how many people you got coming through here? Oh, dude, I got Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to have clients meet me at noon at this time. And I no shit did. And I sold that load of wood in 1 week, triple-fold my profits, and I was like, let's do it again.
So in that particular situation, you created I call it a passion room, right? It was the workshop wood shop. That
Personal passion, yes.
Yeah, for you. So it was a personal passion room, and then you started renting it out, right?
Because I needed to pay for the rent because I wasn't making no money. My terrarium idea flopped, and then I was a laughing stock amongst my friends probably because they're like, "We couldn't even pronounce your name." That's when I was like, "Target demographic. What's Tyler's terrarium? Who am I? There's a million Tylers.
Yeah.
Terrariums can't even spell it, so how are they going to Google it?" And like people are like, "You can't spell your name. My logo's drawn all over the place." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right, guys."
But what I noticed in here that you had businesses within businesses that grew into a bigger business.
Yes.
And one was you had the the wood shop where you would invite your clients to come in here and do whatever they want to do and make, and then you were observing your customers, right? Why are customers coming in here? What are they building? And then you say, "Hey, I can start building this myself and sell it as a premium." And then you reach out to your buddy to say, "Hey," or he knew you were in the market, or how it worked out, but you got barn wood that you didn't brought out here, stacked it up, and then sold it off piece by piece.
Sold just materials. I wasn't even building them.
Yeah.
But my renters...
Just raw material.
Yeah. Easiest way to make money. And then my renters would buy the material from me as well. So I was double. So I was like, I can sell this for the projects. I can use this to build, because I was building tables too. So not only was I using it, my renters were using it, then I was selling it.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's 3 revenue streams from that one material, 3 different revenue streams. And that's when things started clicking along. And they say that in business, you got to have 7 revenue streams. There was 3 right there. And I was like, shit, we're rolling. And then I rolled with it. And then I started I quit tearing down barns because that's a lot of work for anyone out there tearing down barns. Kudos to you.
Yeah, you keep that business going if you're tearing out barns. Hit up Tyler when they're done.
Hit me up and I'll buy them. It seems like there's a surplus now. It seems like I get 20 phone calls literally a week. People trying to sell me wood. It's gotten to a point where I got to kind of hang the phone up sometimes. Yeah. I got my people now that treat me good. I have a network set up, right? So when these people call me and want to sell me wood, I'm appealed to listen to them. But then they don't know how to get it here. They don't know if it's bugs in it. They're not knowledgeable if this is even good material.
Fair enough.
They just heard on the street, dude, this barn was worth a lot of money. And so then,
which it really could be, but considering other factors aren't in play and whether the materials are
good materials or if someone's going to buy that material, who's going to give them the knowledge on how to treat that wood or where that wood's come from? So I'm supplying that whole knowledge stream where this guy who just tore out his basement thinks he's sitting on a gold mine. Yeah. Called me and then I'm like, hey, send me pictures, and he's sending me pictures of 3 beams. Where do you think I'm going to go send a guy over there, pick up 3 beams? That's not realistic. Like, I'm buying truckloads. Right. So you need to come at me with like 50 beams, and then I can set up a job where they might need 10 beams. And so I get a lot of that, and I kind of been ignoring it a little bit.
That's
I don't
fair.
know if it's good business, but it's a
lot.
I
think you're recognizing what lane you're in, where you need to focus at, because you can't veer too off to the left or right and realize that you're devaluing your effort. That's the truth. And what your company is really about. So let's get back to the Marine Corps experience and how has that transition into business. What did you learn from because you said that you tried to get into the Marine Corps, it didn't follow through. You went to college and then you stepped back into it because you really want to to have that be part of your lifestyle. But what experiences did you have from that have now transitioned into the business aspect?
I would say discipline.
Discipline.
Any Marine right now listens like discipline. Like that's the word that they beat into your brain.
Yeah.
And so there's things that like I said earlier, I look back on like, oh, that's why they were doing that. So in boot camp they would make us tear down our racks and destroy the whole room and throw shit everywhere, scatter it everywhere, whatever you got to do. Go outside, put sand in your pocket, throw sand on the ground, and then go out. Everyone go to the bathroom, fill their water bowls up, and then make mud. Right. All in that mess, and then give you 5 minutes to clean it up. So I was like, this makes no sense.
You're like, what are you doing to me, man?
What am I? And I'm like, what am I learning from this, right? And I'm like, to that day I didn't know. And looking back at it now, like, oh shit, I was learning to follow orders. I was learning to take a task, take a disaster, and look at it and fix it. Yeah. And as the Marine Corps terms, fuck it. So like they give you that mess to see how you react, because in any kind of environment in the Marines, they like to put you in high pressure situations. So you're like, oh, I got all this mess. Where's my stuff? And then you start thinking out like, well, I'm getting my stuff. So the way they set that up is like, you're not there to sort your stuff out of that mess. You're there to sort the mess. You're not selfish. All these guys in the room shits in that pile too. You're not looking for your. Hey, let's work together. Let's get all the uniforms out. We got them labeled. Get the uniforms out of the pile. Our names are on it. We can get them back to the person owner. You do this in a timely manner. So it taught me to think really quick. And like, even though everything's going crazy, they do it for like in a combat situation. Things are going really crazy. It's complete chaos, right? And like, you got to stay on track. Like, what's our mission here? This is our mission. And the same thing happens in this company. Yeah. I walk in, some employee didn't show up, customer's mad. Like 5 issues come at me. I'm going to take one issue at a time, like the uniform. I'm going to pull the uniform out. We're going to get the uniforms back. And you got to take that, and that's how you got to react. You can't scatterbrain it and just start trying to fix and save the world. You know? And like, that's that indirect shit that they taught me that now I look back and I'm like, I get it. I get what they were doing. And so it's like, that's the value I pulled out of it. It's not like, there's words and leadership traits, and I could say, I'm describing like the experience that embedded it into me. Like that's how I react with any problem. Right. I just go at it gun ho, and I try to divide it out so I can hammer that situation.
So right now you're 5 years in business. How was that first year when you got the business going? They always say that the first year is the hardest year. Is that the case?
No, it was exciting. It was I felt most judged my first year from my peers. Like, I'm doing social media and I'm posting this stuff. It's like, what's Tyler doing? It was with Tyler's strengths, So I felt like I was being laughed at a lot because I've heard down the line people tease me. Sure, I heard about it. So
of course.
But thank you guys by doing that. Man, that motivated me to try to turn that rumor. Right?
Good,
it's like, this guy's got this idea people are laughing about, but I stuck with it. And that's back being a Marine. Like, it's shitty. Everyone around you's going through that shit too. Yeah, you got to keep pushing through. You can't quit. Like, what's the reward of that? Right. So I was chasing that reward of success, and here's what I preach to people: vision. It was in my vision to kind of get where I am right now. I seen it. I've seen a lot of these steps on how I'm going to take my course of action, on how I'm going to grow this company over 5 years. Right. People. I always ask, like, I just followed this vision. I seen this facility. I did. I seen a large facility. I seen tools in certain spots. I seen laborers. I seen marketing teams. I seen this in this vision. And all I did is just every day I had this. I'm like, what can I do to chisel off more of my idea to bring it to life? Right. And over the 5 years, all I do every day. That's what I do today. I'm here with you. What did I talk about? That I want to do podcasts and I want to tell people about business. And you are doing your podcast, and we're gonna give that podcast a shout out. So what's the name of it? Whatever Blows Your Hair Back.
Whatever Blows Your Hair Back is a podcast that Tyler has going on. So how can
I haven't launched it.
Oh, it's
I have
not
the
launched.
Content built.
Okay, cool.
I have 13 episodes built. I'm trying to come out of the shoe with like, I got my shit together. You know? I didn't want to come up with one piece like back in. What's Tyler up to now? Is he doing a Tyler's Term stunt here? Well, it's like, no, I want to come out of the shoe and I'm going to have a book to follow.
But like you said, everything happens for a reason. So the fact that you're putting together a podcast about business itself and, having those deeper conversations and then Garrett connecting us and making that happen, everything has happened for a reason.
That's why you're here, because I had that vision of me podcast. I didn't know how to execute it. I told you the whole day you were here setting up. I'm like, this is what I was missing, man. you got this,
And I can tell you, man, I've learned. My mom's over here in the back corner. She's smiling, and it's been a journey. Just get Fluent Hustle together and building the community and doing it for the right reasons, and learning. Every single video I've done and the interview I had going on, I've learned from it, and I've made mistakes. I said, hey, I can go back and perfect this and make that right and get the lighting situation going together and. Finding the right individuals, and that everyone that's been on my show has been a right individual so far. Yep. But the only way that you can learn is doing. Getting out of your comfort zone. I mean, that moment that you're talking about, like, what are my friends thinking of me? Like, I think that all the time.
Right now.
But then again, I'm like, you know what? If they're gonna voice their opinion, hopefully their opinion is to make me better. Right, and
it's not the case all the time.
It's not the case all the time, right? But it's just noise, right? And your customers or your potential clients and whoever that might be, those individuals are going to look at you and say, hey, you know what? I don't like his approach. I don't like his style. I don't like his company name. I don't like the color of his logo, right?
And who is that guy?
And at the end of the day, you're only going to attract the people that you want to attract anyway. Yes. And that's what's most important at whatever you're doing, especially if you're an entrepreneur and you're coming up with a concept. and to you it might seem like the best idea out there, but you also have to respect the customer too, right?
Yes.
Respect where the customers, your potential customers are coming from, because if you can get that feedback, and what I liked about your workshop is that you're observing what your customers were doing.
Yes.
Right? You're renting a space out, but you're saying, hey, like, what do they like, and how can I then change that and then come into place? So I try and get as much feedback as I possibly can from our network, and after we're done with this interview, a week or two down the road, I'm going to say, hey, Tyler, like, what did you like and what didn't you like? What can I do?
Recap it. Yeah, I'm the customer right now with you.
Exactly.
I understand what you're doing, and what you're doing is executing. You're doing what you talked about, and that's the problem in life. So many people talk. I mean, I'm the perfect example of guys that come up to me and they know I'm a business owner. Like, I got this idea. So I stop them. I can't listen to them. I go, so what are you going to do about it? Like, I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to first draw a logo. Draw a logo. Start visualizing what you're trying to do. You want to start a company? What's the name of your company? Well, I don't know. I just really like, folding bed sheets and cleaning. So you're opening a sheet cleaning company. Like, those are like target words now that people are going to search for in your company.
Right.
So you need to base your name off that, and then you need to draw a logo to represent yourself. And then you need to go get your tax ID number. And there's all this shit you got to do before you get to execute your idea.
Or just execute the idea, and then everything else will start.
Yeah, that's another way.
But if you're just talking and not doing, I was watching something I came across on my Instagram, and it was 3 people waiting in line. You have the critics, and there's a full line of critics, right? And then you have the thinkers. There's about half a line of thinkers. And then there was a line of doers, and there was no one in line because all the doers are out doing it, right?
Yeah.
And very, very far you can see, the few doers making it happen. But being strategic, understand what you're gonna, what you want to accomplish and how to get it done. But at the end of it, you got to do it. Like, if you're not doing it, you're just blowing hot air, and no one has time for that. So.
For my podcast, whoever blows your hair back, I want to share this metaphor with you. This is like my idea of entrepreneurship and like success at its best.
Okay.
So like, if you guys can just visualize right now and watching or yourself, visualize standing on a cliff, and on that cliff, there's nothing but hard rocks and a pool of water with sharks swimming down at the bottom of it, right? The idea is to kind of take that step off. Everyone takes a step off that ledge. Now you're an entrepreneur. You did it. Well, you just don't drop to the bottom.
Right.
And when you do drop, you hit every sharp rock. And so when you hit every sharp rock falling down, you're kind of damaged. You're a little like bitter. You're like, man, that was tough. I don't know if I want to keep going on.
You're taking back your shock. Your shock is going through the roof.
Yeah. And then you think, that light at the end of the tunnel is just right there.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm halfway. So you jump a little further. You hit more sharp rocks. So like, and then finally when you get to the water, you catch that breath. Say you're on year 2 of your business. That's the water. And it's like, all right, I got employees. This is coming to life. It's coming to life. And then just when you get your shit together, you got the shark coming at you, just biting you, dragging you down. And you're like, I'm still recovering from all the rock damage that I just got to that water. And so then, all right, cool, you fight the sharks off. So while you're doing this, what you just talked about, that line of people, you got all the haters looking down at you. Mm-hmm. You got some people, the people standing at the edge looking down at, watching, going, those are the people that want to support you, but they're actually bitter. They're a little envious of you. They want to see you fail. They're looking to see that, oh, I'm happy I didn't do that.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, he's getting bit by a shark.
Yeah.
You know what? That's why I want to work for the corporate world. And that person just justified to themselves why they didn't jump. And so then you got other people watching too in the far back, and those are your supporters. Yeah. The guys in the back, they don't want to be involved really, but they're kind of rooting for you. They're like, oh, he jumped. But hopefully he comes out the other end. They're not like looking every detail. Those are the guys that really want to jump but scared. So you got to watch out for those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys that watch you closely, ask you a lot of questions. Those are the guys you got to watch out for. So then, once you get to the water and you beat off the sharks, now I'm at year 5. All right, year 5, this is where I'm at right now. I'm swimming, I'm looking back. You got the sharks, cliff, and now I got to open abyss, right? This is where you can go left or right or straight, and no one's guiding you. No one is guiding you. So if you go to the left, you go cramp up, you go swim, you die.
Yeah. You
go to the right, there's an island there. You go get to that point, or you go to the vision of the light of the success. And where is that? I don't know. There's no end to that. So it's just like a light, right? And you hope you get there. But you got to stay on path, because if you go left or right, you can drown, because no one's guiding you. No one's got my hand. So that's the scary part.
It's very scary.
It's very scary. Knowing where I'm at right now, it's like, well, what about 5 years? Like, Well, in 5 years, I'm going to tell you where I'm at in the abyss. Maybe I got to the island.
And 5 years from now, it might be you jumping right back into those sharp rocks again. Because
Maybe I drowned. Maybe I got to redo this and jump into the rocks. So does that make sense?
No, it was a beautiful metaphor of understanding like what an entrepreneur goes through.
Yeah.
And it's never an easy journey. Oh. And someone I had asked a couple days ago, it's fine. A couple days ago was that what advice could they give to an entrepreneur? And they simply said, take the leap, right? And your metaphor had me thinking in the back of my mind is like, take the leap, right? There's gonna be some rocks there. There's gonna be some sharks out there. There's gonna be charted territory that you're not sure where to go to.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you have to take that leap to make things happen.
Risk.
And then he also indicated about creating a network, right? And that's what you spoke about back in college, and creating that network and finding the right people, and also not getting caught up in the planning, right? You should plan. You should have a plan of action, but don't get tied down to where
because it's just fix on the way.
Exactly.
I mean, I know guys. It's like, well, back to like drawing a logo. It's like you just spent 2 months making a logo, or like they get caught in that because it's not good enough for this plan. It's like, no, get a placeholder.
Yeah.
It's a placeholder. Get your placeholders
and rebrand
and rebrand. You can do that down the line.
Yeah.
Right now, you need to build your structure, and those are just placeholders. And that's what you got to do, and that's planning to a certain point. Like, all right, I need a saw. It's like I'm not going to plan like the best saw like at that time. It's like, all right, I need to get a saw right now. I'm going to get a decent one. All right, let's buy it. Let's go.
Whether it's manual or mechanical, you got to get moving.
You got to get moving. So you got to start gaining some ground, get some runway, getting that momentum,
and then figure out the efficiencies down the road.
And then when you get more momentum going and you got your shit rolling, then you look to like the left and right, be like, all right, now it's time for a new saw. I clearly see that that was a bad purchase. We're losing time. Get a new saw. Same thing with the logo.
So I'm gonna open this back up real quick because my laptop closed on me. So all right, guys, Ira Coleman here, the founder of Fluent Hustle. We are a community that empowers, promotes, and inspires entrepreneurs through the stories of entrepreneurs like Tyler here at Chicago Fabrications. It's been a wonderful interview. How can we, or you, I should say, give words of encouragement to that business owner that's in a similar time frame as you? They've been in business for 3 to 5 years. And they're at a point. I mean, you're energized, and you are super excited about the future coming ahead.
Oh, yeah.
What can you say to an entrepreneur that might be in that 3 to 5 year time point, and they're kind of stuck, and they're not sure where to go next? And what have you done for yourself to get you over that? Maybe a similar.
I got the
situation. Yeah.
You need to trust yourself. The problem is when you scale a company, and you get to a certain point, like I did. I look back and I'm like, well, all these decisions that I made got me here. So therefore, the decisions that I'm making are correct, and I won't say correct, but I mean, I got the decision, and I floundered it, whatever, but it brought me to excel. And so I learned to trust myself. You get all these people, when I say all these people, like different, so marketing, I'll talk to a professional marketer, right? And they'll tell me how to advertise, and I'll listen. But then like sometimes they don't know my company, and I don't think that that's a right strategy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go, well, he's a marketer. I believe him. So I'm doing that. I'm trusting myself now because I know what the clients say when they come in. I know what I'm going through. I know what makes me happy and what makes me pissed off.
Yeah.
And they don't know that because they're going off their professional pay. They're trusting themselves to tell me very aggressively what to do, which is great. That's their job. That's what they do for a living. This is what I do for a living.
Right.
And I'm going to trust my decision. So decision making, being decisive, and owning it. Like this is there's 100 ways to build a table.
100%.
And
I just made a post that there's hustle on. There's a billion ways to make it happen and find your path. And there's 100 different ways to build a tabletop. There's a infinite amount of ways to just simply come up with creative ideas to be in business itself. But you hit it right on the nose, like trusting yourself and having that gut instinct.
Believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Really, when you say something, you believe it so much. You're like, yeah, what I just told you is spot on. Yeah. And like they read that, like, that's really serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually maybe not talking. But so there's that, and you got to have that. And back to a million ways to build something. What, like I said, tabletops. So when you have employees and they want to do their own, I leave a lot of leniency to make their own decision.
Good, I love that.
Which is great.
Autonomy is with employees, giving them ownership, and that you trust them right?
Yes, that's
to make it happen.
And that's the idea of a happy workforce for us.
Yeah.
What the downside of that is, right, when there's 100 ways to do something, and then you're at the top, it's called time value. If I can talk about anything realistically, I would like to talk about time value.
All right, let's bring it up. Time value. Yeah.
Time value. Like, how much time are you going to put in, an effort you're going to put into this, and where's the value going to come out of it? And a lot of people don't justify, like, I found out, like, architects in my field of industry, there's, like, architects and designers that don't understand that because they want something so perfect. They want that table so perfect that they're willing to put in 25 hours in planning it, and then when it comes to building it, they'll put in 30 hours on everything that's detailed. And you just blew that project out of the water. There's no money to be made.
Mm-hmm.
So when you give people the authority to make their own decisions, sometimes I go down and I'm like, why are you building it this way? Because I came up with this idea to build it, and the client's still going to be happy. Well, that's not how you do things. That's not the proper way. But yeah, but the time value says this is how you're going to do it. The product's worth this much money. We're going to put this much time into it. We're done. Yeah. And this is it. And that's my struggle.
And are you and your employees training to come together and understand the time value concept? Because like you're also looking from two different views, right?
Yes, you're looking from the employee view.
You're looking from the employee view, and then the efficiency of profitability.
What pays the bills to keep that employee even here.
Yeah.
And that's where there's a disconnect. Like, well, guys, I can't have you here. Like, if I lose money, I can't have you as an employee.
Yeah.
So we got to stick to this task that I created, because up here on the upper echelon, I'm thinking of all that all the way down to the bottom.
Right.
And I want them to be as happy as possible coming in and work for me.
Right.
And that's what I struggle with. I give them all the leniency that they want, and then they come up with their own idea that now it's not profitable.
Yeah.
And so that's when I have to come down, like, this is how we're doing it. I'm believing in myself again.
Yeah.
And I'm now telling an older builder, maybe 10, 15 years experience over top of me, how to build something. Yeah. And if it's not settled well, and that's my struggle of this company.
And I think, and something you obviously have to go back and reflect on, and what you got to do is, allow them to continue to have that ownership in the building process, but then I'll allow them to sit in your chair behind the desk and say, hey, look from my perspective of where we're at as a business. And the more buy-in, because I used to struggle with this too. It's like, being in corporate America and saying, hey, we got to do it this way, and me not understanding until I can actually pivot around a little bit and say, hey, come sit on my side, right, and see where we're coming from, and see how we can work together as a team. Because then once you get those employees to buy in, say, okay, I see where Tyler's coming from, and I understand why he's telling me as opposed to him just telling me. Yes. Then they're going to be wanting to then
be more involved. Like, he cares about what I think.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
And I mean, kind of play devil's advocate.
Of course.
So if you let them sit into the chair and you try to get them involved in the big picture. Yeah. It could be dangerous.
Of course.
It could be very dangerous. Then they know finances. They know how you
develop. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, well, I mean, right. And I go that, but in a small company, like I am, and you're trying to build these placeholders of these people. It's very dangerous on the information you let in and how things get made. I'm speaking from experience.
Of course.
Once again,
I'm with you on that.
I've scaled this company up to 15 employees, and I've gone through. We have a high turnover rate, but I've hired. Had people come through, like 30, 40 people work for me in the last 5 years. Yeah. So I'm not saying I'm a genius on how to hire people. It's actually very
so let's struggle. So let's pivot topic real quick. Okay. Where do you see yourself the next year to 3 years down the road? Like what's your vision? If you can paint a picture for the audience.
I'll paint a picture. Chicago Fabrications is great, but I think I'm going. I'm a little bit. I'm not bigger than that, but my vision is. So I think Chicago Fabrications is going to sustain and be great, but I see myself getting into real estate and getting more challenging projects. Like building tables and stuff is great. It was challenging, learning the industry, and I'm not going to say I conquered it, but I learned it, and now I'm getting excited about this. Yeah. Talking about how I created that company and how can I better someone's experience who's starting a company, and kind of getting known in the business community and networking. And to do that, you got to get involved in some bigger projects, like buying some buildings, and flipping those, and then getting some high return on that. And that's kind of where I'm going. But Chicago Fabrications is doing great, and it's going to continue to do great. But I'm not going to every day grow this company anymore. I'm going to grow
a portfolio.
There you go.
Other opportunities.
I'm a businessman that's been involved in many industries. Sure. So when I talk, people really listen.
Gotcha.
And that's how I'm going to get that. I can't hide in this office and build cool shit all the time and expect to accomplish that.
Awesome. Well, guys, Ira Coleman here, the founder of Fluent Hustle. We have Tyler Mitrzyk here, the owner of Chicago Fabrications here in Chicago. You are our second interview today, the second interview that we had in Chicago overall for the Fluent Hustle Network. So really appreciate you coming on board, and more importantly, we also really appreciate you sharing your journey for business and then also serving our country overall. So,
yeah, I appreciate it. It's been great being on Fluent Hustle. I'm a big fan. I've been following him actually on Facebook, and now he's in my office. It's pretty cool, and we're doing what I wanted to do, and I didn't know how to do it. And this man is helping me do it and building that channel. And I see big things on your future, Ira.
Beautiful.
It's great to be part of it, and I can't wait to look back in a couple years and see this content, and then see the content that you're going to create and the content that I'm going to create, and then we're going to
come back together.
Come back together. That time we spoke, Tyler, you're here.
Yes.
Where are we at now?
That's
why I hope. That's what we hope, right?
Well, no, that's not what we hope. It's what we're going to make happen.
That's what I'm talking about. Execution. That's good.
Hopium is a bad drug.
Hopium.
Hopium is a bad drug, right? You need to go out there and execute, make the right decision, trust in yourself, like Tyler said, and really just get out there and fight that journey that all entrepreneurs go through on a regular basis. So thank you guys very much for tuning in. Please like, share, and comment. Fluent Hustle, and Tyler will be following back up with you guys in the future, and then we'll go ahead and into that. So have a wonderful Friday, guys. Take care.